How you feeling, mate?
Nervous, but like, yeah, I'm ready to do this, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Yes, my childhood was pretty much the same as everyone else's. I think I'm a rich background, a bit more on the poorer side, born in Llandudno Junction. Me, my dad, my mum, and then they separated when I was around 3, maybe 4, and then my mum got into a new relationship, a guy called Morris, my stepdad, and yeah, remarried with him, moved to Old Colwyn, and then they had my little sister, Ria. And yeah, I lived in Old Colwyn, so I was about 15, went to school there and stuff, and then went back to live with my dad when I was like 15.
You own a gym back home, don't you?
I used to, Max Gym. I needed to decide if I wanted to really chase and pursue this dream of being a professional boxer. I put everything into Max Gym, put everything into the people in Max Gym, and then it was time for me to go and chase the dream of being a professional boxer. The dream was never to be a coach. That was something that just came from it, which I loved. But the dream was to be a professional boxer. I could always fall back on coaching after the pro career, but the goal was to fight as a professional boxer. So I felt like it was now or never. And yeah, it was a hard decision because the gym and the community vibe we built in Max Gym was special, like genuinely, and everyone in there was like one big family, same faces, same people. Anyone who ever came to the gym would say like, this, never been to a gym like this. And I was always getting praise for my coaching. I used to do PTs all day with clients and then do classes every night. Then we had the fight team, started putting on fight promotions in the local area. And yeah, it was everything. It became me, Max Gym was me. And then it was hard. I knew when I started chasing this pro career dream, I needed to go and get a coach and sort of separate myself from Max Gym and be Ryan Mack, the professional boxer. And yeah, it was a decision that I made. I wanted to bow out gracefully, if that makes sense. I wanted to, okay, I've done a lot, I've achieved a lot, I've helped a lot of people. I don't want to go off and let the gym fall to bits when I'm not there. So I decided to sell the gym. Yeah, it's difficult, I'll be honest. Again, it was a hard decision, one of the hardest decisions I made. I think I've been so caught up in like everything that was going on and trying to build everything, family life, gym life. Like I said, it was like a big family community, and the fight promotions and everything revolved around it. And I feel like I got to the point where I was putting so much time into everyone and giving everyone all of me. My home life was suffering, my career life was suffering as far as trying to chase this dream as being a professional boxer. Yeah, my energy was spread. Now, in the mindset that I'm in now, yeah, I miss it more than anything. I miss my little hub, my people, training people, coaching people, making a difference in people's lives, putting on shows, seeing people achieve their dreams, and feeling like I had, a big part of it. Yeah, if I could go back, I'd definitely make some different decisions for sure. So fortunately, it's still there, still working there, still doing my PTs in there, and that's something that I want to do now. Get back into what I do best: being a coach, being a fighter, being around my people and helping people, inspiring people, and doing right by the community.
Right, do you want a different angle?
Yeah, I didn't really like that question.
Which one?
Interest in criminal life.
Yeah, how do
Because
you
it was never really like an interest in it. It's happened.
Was it money? Was it...
Yeah. Money, validation. Influenced by the wrong people, looking up to the wrong people. Literally when I was younger, me and my dad, and yeah, that first little business that I had, ripping the DVDs. My dad used to watch DVD copies all the time, and it was like, he'd borrow them to the people in the pub. And I was like, what if we had like our own, we could replicate these DVDs and sell them. We'll have the original copy and we can flip them. And then he started buying cases of like the originals. I used to go to the pub with a list, write everyone's orders down, come back, and then it started getting really busy. I'm talking like 12, 13 years old. It's like £4 for one DVD or 3 for 10. And then, yeah, in the end, there was like, I had 3 rip machines with the old computer, just smashing DVDs, just going running up and down the pub. I had my mate running with me as well. I remember going to prom day with like £120, like 13, 14 with £120. I remember just being like, yeah, like I want to have money. I want to have I want to have this. And it was good as well, and people relying on you for certain things and whatever. And I suppose from there, it just sort of snowballed a little bit. So every kid goes through it, especially nowadays. I've got a friend that's up to no good, and then they start getting up to no good, and before you know it, you're doing things you didn't think you'd do, and it rolls, doesn't it? It rolls, and then got me in trouble. You thought my first prison sentence would have been a bit of a kick up the arse, but it was like it went the complete opposite. I came out, and I was like, oh, I'll be in jail now, and stupid stuff.
Thailand's a beautiful place, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'll big Thailand up because I think it's important because I've got a lot of Thai friends, a lot of Thai people, you know what I mean? Thailand's the most beautiful place in the world and it can facilitate the best things than everything else.
Yeah.
But if you travel beyond that, it can get a bit sticky. Do you agree?
It must have been good, like.
Yeah, it was amazing, the best thing ever. I used to say I'd rather be happy here getting fearing for my life every day on the verge of killing someone and be back home and be miserable anyway. You know what I mean? Sat on the beach on any given day in boiling degree heat. Of course, man. Thailand's beautiful. But if you go beyond the holiday experience and you go exploring, it's like a beautiful beach. And if you start going down the wrong caves, you're going to find the wrong things. That's what I did.
What, in Thailand?
Yeah.
Dare I ask? Do you regret going out to Thailand?
Yes. Yeah, I do. One of the biggest regrets of my life, actually.
Why?
Just because of everything, really. Everything. It cost me everything. Everything. It cost me everything, literally. And I mean that as well, like myself, my family, my finances, my living circumstances. Don't get me wrong, everything had to happen to, in hindsight, to get to this point, because I feel like if it wasn't Thailand, it happened at some point. I feel like that. I generally feel like that. But I had to be stripped back of everything because I was losing myself. Like that's the top bottom of it. I was losing myself. I was letting a lot of people down. I wasn't the Ryan Mack that I needed to be for the right people. And yeah, of course I regret it.
You've mentioned little bits about your relationship with your mum over the past few days, but it's never really been that in depth compared to some of the other things that I've asked you. Sandra's mum's in
Yeah.
Do you feel hurt by the relationship with your mum?
Massively. Yeah, I didn't expect you to ask questions about my mum, I'll be honest, but I suppose it's a big part of everything, and if we're going to unpack all this, we're better off doing it properly. I never really felt like my mum was that proud of me, and like I always wanted to prove myself a certain way. And as I went to school, I was like that in school, I was a bit of a jack the lad in school, and yeah, it never really felt like, I always felt like a bit of a lone soldier, to be honest.
What's your relationship like with your dad?
Yeah, I've got a really good relationship with my dad at the minute. I had the resentment towards my dad because my dad likes to drink, and it got in the way of a lot of things growing up. This last time I come back from Thailand, broken, moved in with my dad, nowhere else to go, moved in with my dad, and I swear it's one of the best things. If there's any positives to come out of the last couple of years with everything, having this relationship that I've got with my dad now, he's taking me in, not just my dad, but my stepmom as well. The love that they've shown me, the care, the compassion, how understanding they've been, how non-judgmental. Like, I sit there for hours speaking with my stepmom till 2, 3 in the morning. It's been the best thing that's happened. And my dad, he's always stood by me, always believed me. This boxing dream, if it wasn't for my dad, I would have given up. He facilitated it. He was the one that was paying my rent. He was the one that was looking after me. He was the one in the gym painting it. You know what I mean? When the other side was saying, this isn't going to make you money, you shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that. He was the one, go for it, son, go for it. If it wasn't for that man, scary place to think where I'd be.
You also mentioned earlier on another really important male figure in your life. It was a man called Henry.
Yeah, I was showing you a picture of Henry. the periods in my life, he was instrumental. And yeah, it was mad. Again, like when we were talking about the gym, like why the gym, why the boxing, which one was it going to be? And I was in the gym and everyone was saying to me, like, I was beating everybody on the unlicensed scene. It's when you're going to go pro? And I said, I need to go pro, but you know, I wasn't at that level. And people were saying, you need to get a coach, and you need to get a coach who's going to be looking after you. Because I'm like self-coached. I've been since I've had Max Gym. No one's told me, like, you know, no one's coached me. And I was literally stood in the ring on the pads. I can't remember who it was with. And I was like literally saying, yeah, but who's going to coach me? I haven't got time to leave the gym. I'm doing classes every night, whatever else. I've got no time to travel anywhere, you know, afield to have a pro coach. Who's going to train me? And literally, as I said it, the door opened, Henry walked in, big fake teeth scouser. Hello, lad. An older guy. Just bought a caravan up at Thornley's up in Llandalis. All right, lad, I'm coming down here to train. And I was just like, right, mate, just took me by surprise. And then he was like, oh, you a fighter? And I said, yeah. And I said, you do a little bit? And he was like, yeah, I train with some of the best lads, Tony Bellew, and I work with Mick McAllister, Tony Bellew's coach, and I've got all these connections in Liverpool, and, you know, I was a good boxer myself, and then he was like, yeah, I'll jump out, put the pads on, and yeah, he was just like, yeah, you've got something, you're doing everything wrong, but you can fight. let me teach you a few bits and bobs. I can tell you I haven't got a coach. And then he was coming down every single day because he just in this caravan. And boxing was his life. Like it's all he talked about. It's all he thought about. And yeah, he became like a father figure. I think at that time my dad was absent, whether we'd whatever. And Henry was there, and yeah, he was really putting time into me, taking me places and just talking to me like as a son. And his wife, bless her, she said to me like, you know, he was like, you were like the son he never had. And yeah, we went everywhere together, trained, taught me loads, used to tell me all these stories, all these mad stories. He used to run the doors in Liverpool and taking me to all these gyms in Liverpool and teaching me stuff. He's actually the reason I got my nose snapped. Put me in there with some heavyweight. You'll be all right, lad, you'll be all right. Keep your hands up, boom. He's like, look at your nose, lad. Let's go Aussie. And he come and cornered me for the fight. I showed you a picture of the fight, and
You got that?
yeah. What was it?
Yeah, so talk us through that day with Henry.
Yeah, so I took a fight. Took a fight against this guy that everyone was beating. It's an important, I need to mention a guy called Mark as well. Mark was there with me. Mark's been a big figure in my life as well. We just haven't spoke for a long time. So, yeah, Henry, we took the fight against this guy from Liverpool, and big like gangster guy. He's in jail now anyway. He's like 8-0, knocking everyone out in the first round, like beast. I was like, yeah, I fancy that. And we went down there, about 60 of us went down on the coach, and went there with Henry, and he's like been teaching me all this stuff for months, taking me everywhere, you know, you got to do this, got to do that, got to do this. Turned up, and this guy had a firm, like massive firm. I made our firm look small, and then was in the back warming up, and it was main event for this title. I can't remember where the belt is. And Henry, he was in the back, I'm hitting the pads, thinking I'm hitting hard. Next minute, what you hear is boom, 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 boom. Henry's like, is that the lad you're fighting? I'm like, yeah. He's like, better keep your fucking hands up, lad. I was like, oh, we went out. Anyway, I'd never even been like dropped properly at this point and like been really hurt or anything like that. And I got hammered, mate. Proper hammered. Yeah, the first minute I think I dropped once or twice. Heavy. My eye was split. The doctor'd come in. He was looking at me like that. You know what I mean? There was a picture and everyone was sort of stood there, like heads in the hands. His lot were going mad, giving it to me when I was on the floor and all that. And I remember just coming back after the first round, and then Mark and Henry looking at me like, just give us the nod and we'll throw the towel in here. You know, I wasn't meant to win the fight. I ended up going out and beating the guy. The guy retired on his stool. Stuck on him in the second. He retired on his stool, and it's one of the best box memories I've ever had. And that's the picture, and you can just see how much it meant to him. And yeah, it was massive, and it was mad because we hadn't spoke for a while. I don't even know why we hadn't spoke. And he went back to Liverpool, back to live in Liverpool, whatever. And I was on my phone one day, I went on my phone and it was just on the contact, Henry Clequin. And I was like, wow, that's mad. I want to see how he is. And I rang, and he didn't answer. And then I rang again and he was just like, hello. He just sounded really frail. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And he was like, I'm dying, lad. And then his wife came on the phone. She said, Henry's in hospital, he's dying. He's not got long left and he's had cancer and whatever else. I was just glad that I got to have that phone call with him. He was saying to me, like, look after the boys and all this stuff. And yeah, I was just so glad that for whatever reason, this thing had come up and I'd called him. And then I went to the funeral on my own in Liverpool and it was mad. It was the convoy of cars, the amount of people that were there. And I was like, yeah, it was mad. And then his wife came, got me, and we went actually into the church. It was hundreds of people there and everyone was telling stories about him, and all the stories he was telling me, people were telling, yeah, it was brilliant. And I just remember leaving just feeling like he was one of the good guys who believed in me, who wanted the best for me, and he was there for me. And that's something that I feel like I struggled with as a kid growing up, and all this stuff growing up is like, never feel like I really had anyone that was solid there, putting the time and effort in, especially when I was like chasing the dream. My dad was there, my mum was there, and whatever. My dad was, you know, he was doing my dad was struggling after work and he was struggling with some stuff, and my mum was focused on all her stuff. But he was just there every day with me, and yeah, instrumental figure, man. He's listening, he's watching. He'd be proud watching this, Mum.
Anyway, though, we'll talk about some success now.
Thank God.
Go on then, let's have a look at these belts.
I've got with me. I love these things. I never had one in my gym. There's one in Thailand, fucking lovely. Some of them are too square, though, won't they? Yeah. It hurts your wrist. This is perfect. Oh, mate. This one, British champion annihilation, light cruiserweight. This was the actual one. This was the one from this fight. Yeah. What are the chances? That's the one.
That was against an Irish guy?
Nah, he was the Scouse guy. Yeah, light heavyweight. Welsh champion, my first ever title. This meant the world to me when I first won it against Robbie Gain. Mate, you know when I won this title, I swear to God, it felt like I'd won a world title. It actually felt like I'd won a world title because all I ever wanted when I was watching the shows before I ever started boxing, I was watching these guys winning belts and fighting on these shows and stuff like that. All I ever wanted was that validation that I've won something, I've got this belt. I was training with Mike Egan at the time, and I remember going to shows and seeing Robbie getting all the love from everybody. And yeah, it was in the Robin Hood, and it wasn't the best fight in the world, and but it just meant the world to me. Just because my first real achievement in boxing for me, and yeah, that was the start of it. Then I won the British title, the British BBU. I can't remember who I boxed for that. It might have been Callum Webber actually. Stopped him in 1 or 2 rounds. I think it was the second round. Knocked him out with the right hand. That was good, but I can't remember it being that special because the week after that, I'm missing one. The week after the Callum Webber fight, I flew to Malta to fight a guy called Yanis, who's an undefeated guy in Malta. Went over there with Ryan and Rich, and yeah, we flew over to fight this guy, and this guy was a beast, and it was like 6 3-minute rounds on Maltese, big Maltese stadium thing. and it was like the best fight, and that's where I did my shoulder. And do you know what it is? Even these now, it's nice going back down memory lane and talking about them, but it wasn't good enough. Bar the first one that I was telling you I won, the rest of them were just like, yeah, they're not pro titles, they're not pro titles. No one ever give me my flowers for winning these. Like the real boxing fans never give me, oh, he's got to go amateur, he's fighting bums, he's fighting people that can't fight, he's doing this, doing that. Some of the guys that I beat on this, like, good lads, big, strong, solid lads. And you know, when they're licensed, you're fighting with little gloves, you're not fighting with no paddy gloves, and you're going in for a real tear up, and the weight's everywhere, no one's checking anything, it can be pretty brutal. So as much as I was proud of these things, but my goal was always to be a pro boxer.
Can you explain to me what it feels like going from having to face someone in a ring, but then coming out of the ring and having to deal with the whole whirlwind of emotions that you've been explaining to me alongside the boxing career? How does that work?
They call it the silent blow in boxing. It's like the shot that no one sees, and you hear a lot of people talking about it. Ricky Hatton was speaking about it. Tyson Fury spoke about it. These people that have been there and done it have spoke about it, and I get really down after fights because the preparation's leading up to, again, that validation and approval from yourself and others in this occasion, achieving the goal, what you've been focusing on for the weeks and weeks and weeks of preparation. The first thing you think of when you wake up, the last thing you think of before you go to bed, your food, your training, your sleep, everything's sort of based around the fight. And then once the fight's done, your phone's going crazy, everyone's loving you, and like the crowd's going wild and whatever else. And then after it, there's like this silence. But I didn't used to help myself either, because I'd go out after the fight and let loose for days, and then I'd get like the crazy come down from the occasion and everything else. So it used to hit me hard. But even like the pro fights, the last two pro fights, I didn't go out after and drink or nothing like that, and I still got the same effect. So it's a real thing. It's a real thing, definitely.
I think it's really important for men these days to talk about mental health. And sorry to drop this one on you, but to do you justice in this video, I feel like it would be important for you to talk about your experiences with mental health, some of the things that you touched on yesterday. I know it's a tough thing to talk about, but
of course.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about that side of things?
Yeah, I mean, it's mental health's a massive thing at the minute with everybody, whether it's to do with environment, drink, drugs, everything, and something that I've experienced in all different aspects. Like addiction nearly killed me, not just from taking drugs and drinking a lot, the aftermath from it, and trying to juggle everything. And yeah, like, I'll be 100% straight. The amount of times that I've said, drop the kids off, or not thought that I was gonna, like, especially this year, like, there was times where I was really ready to throw the towel in. I'm not saying that lightly, because people suffer, people have family members that have suffered with this and they've had to go through this, and I wouldn't just throw it out there. Like, I'm being like 100% real on this. Like, I've been there, and if it wasn't for my kids, for God, I don't know if I would have done it, because I didn't have the support network around me, really, and I was holding a lot of stuff inside. Some of the people I was speaking to, like my mum and stuff like that, never really helped me understand or made it normal to talk about or made me feel comfortable with it. And so you get into a dark place, don't you? And when it's becoming a consistent thing you're thinking of all the time, like especially when I was in Thailand and I realised that I'd lost everything and I'd ruined everything, like I was fixated. I thought I was gonna just jump out this window one day at the end of the corridor. Like, I remember climbing out the window and standing on the ledge, just one step, one step, so you got to take one step and this is going to be done. And it's just going to, all this feeling, all this depression, all the demons are just going to go. And yeah, I suppose it gets to a point sometimes where the demons win, you know. Rest in peace to those people who lost the battle. But I can certainly relate to that, and honestly, like, it's by God's grace and the fact that I've got children, I'm here today, because there was a time when I was in my mum's, I was saying goodbye to people and seeing people and hugging them and saying to them, I'll see you on the other side. I was convinced I was going home to kill myself, convinced. I told my mum once, she said, how'd you feel? I said, I'm gonna kill myself. And she went, you're so selfish, you think about your kids. It gets to a point where it doesn't matter about anything else. I was trying to justify that my kids would be better off without me. They were young enough that they could find a new dad. You know, it's like people move on quick. You'd be sad for a minute, and people move on. And I just had this thing in my head, and it was just, again, demons just attacking me, the spiritual warfare I was going through. And like, yeah, it's a daily struggle, man. Like, some days I can be on top of the world. Some days, like, it's my life's never flatline. It's highs the highs, lows the lows, and I say that. After Thailand, after the last year, breaking up my baby mother, selling my house, selling my gym, losing everything, you know, not having my kids, everything hit me so hard. I was putting on a brave face, but it hit me so hard. I was living in my gym, I was showering outside in a cold tap. At my house, I spent my whole life building this, being the underdog, getting to where I was supposed to be, and the hard work was paying off, and I just got my pro license, and everything was where it needed to be. I had the trophy fiance, the beautiful kids, the house, I had everything. But I wasn't right inside at all. And the drink and the drugs I was using as a vice that was becoming a regular thing. I'm not talking like a weekend, I'm talking like every other day, or, you know, like, I was secretly doing it a lot and people didn't know, and I was masking it well. And things were slipping through my fingers. I felt too proud to go and seek help, really. And men don't want to talk, do they? Men don't feel like it's okay to talk. That's the top and bottom of it. And people shout about it's okay to talk and stuff like that. It really is. Like, once I sought help for my addiction, my recovery this year, I'm an active recovering addict. I never thought I was an addict until I sat in rooms with people who were addicts, who I never thought would be addicts. You think of an addict in your head and you're thinking out like a cracked out guy on a bench or whatever. It's not the case. And yeah, I learned so much from that. And once I went into them rooms and seen some of the people that were there, nurses, GPs, all people like you put in a high position that were struggling with this on a daily basis, you'd never tell by looking at these people. Yeah, you know what I mean? It was only until I sought help and spoke to the right people, the people I trusted in my life, my real friends, and, you know, opened up to the right people, that, yeah, I'm here today. Thank the Lord, thank the people who, if anyone's watching this and, you know, I've been there, and, like, thank you. Because it was touch and go, bro, trust me, it was touch and go at some points, and I mean that. And yeah, this whole year, and this whole year is me putting all this behind me now and just getting past this. I've got God on side now, and I'm a man of faith, and practicing my Christianity. I've been, you know, the people in church have helped me more than I can put into words. My best friend Tom, and yeah, you know, I'm here today. I'm the best dad I can possibly be to my kids. I'm trying to make amends for the things that I did wrong, basically. I'm getting upset, man. But, you know, it's, yeah, it has been a struggle. So, like, and if anyone's out there, like, reach out to me. Like, I'll speak to anybody, because I know what it's like not to have someone around you. I've been there, and I've been through it, and I'm still going through it. And yeah, like, you all need to be a bit kinder and listen to people sometimes, because you never know what people are going to do. And when it's gone, when they're gone, it's too late, it's done then. It's no point in turning around saying, I should have been there, and I should have done this, and I should have listened. It's too late.
Mentioned having this life that you still speak so highly of, and your partner and your kids and these people at home, and beautiful car. And is that something that you miss right now?
It's a hard question. It's a hard question. Yes and no, because I had everything materialistic wise. I had that. But me and Misha drifted apart. My relationship with the kids was nowhere near on the level it is now. I was so focused on everything else outside the gym, trying to facilitate the house, the cars, the lifestyle, da 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 da. I wasn't thinking about what really mattered, what was really important. Yeah, this year's taught me that losing everything and finding the peace and the happiness in the things that deserve it, being present with the kids. I was living with my kids, but I was only present 20% of the time. Now I'm present all the time. And even with Misha, you know what I mean? Like, that girl is salt of the earth, and, you know, like, you know, no one's perfect on both sides, but I take a lot of the responsibility on the relationship breaking down and stuff like that, you know, and yeah. I miss having my own house, and I miss having a nice car, and I miss having what I'd always wanted to have, but I don't miss the person I was when I had it. Does that make sense?
Are you a good dad?
Yeah, I am. I am now. I was always a good dad. Misha used to say to me, "You're the best dad. When you're present, you're the best dad." But when I was present, like I said, the addiction was getting hold of me. And yeah, I remember one time my kids wouldn't even they were really standoffish with me, because I used to get up in the morning before they would get up to go to work. And then I'd be working throughout the day, and I'd come home in the daytime, sleep, and then I was doing the gym at night. I was working, doing the classes at night. I might not get in till 9 o'clock. Me, she'd cook tea. She'd go to bed. I'd be sat on my phone promoting the business, like the social media, and putting the stories up and getting back to people and neglecting that side. And then when it came to weekends, family time, I was going off the rails, going missing, not missing, but I was missing in myself. I'd be in the house, but I'd be hiding, I'd be in this deep, dark place. And yeah, I wasn't the dad that I needed to be. Yeah, I was financially being the dad that I needed to be, and that's some weird feeling where you feel like you're doing enough when you're there and the kids have got what they want and they're happy. It's not the case. I've got nothing really now, and I'm living in my dad's, and my kids love coming to see me. They love getting out and seeing me. And anywhere I go, everyone says, "Wow, you're a good dad." I've got 3 little boys on my own. You got a little boy. You have them on your own.
You can see my face.
You have them on your own for a couple of hours, you're tearing your dreadlocks out. You know what I mean? Probably why I've got no hair, but it's like, I take them, I don't just stay in the house because it's foreign to them to it's confined in such a small room with my dad's. I take them everywhere. I take them if anyone can say that I'm a good dad, I know I'm a good dad. My dad says how much of a good dad I am. And yeah, I'm definitely a good dad.
What's the hardest truth you've had to accept?
Be myself. Be myself. Don't try to be anyone else. Don't try and be someone for other people or hide away from certain things. Be honest. Be accountable. And lead by example. That's what I want to do. That's literally all I want to do. And somewhere that went, and yeah, I lost that, and I feel like I'm just getting this side to myself back. The next chapter is going to make all this seem worth it, because the motivation, the fire in my belly now to make it right for the people who I care about, for my kids, for my family, for the people I really care about. The fire inside me now to go, I'm fighting in February, getting back on track, I'm back training, I'm clean, I'm sober, I've got God on my side, I'm practicing my faith, I'm the best person that I've been, and all that madness had to happen to strip me back of my pride, strip me back of my ego, strip me back of everything that I thought was important. And like Mike Tyson said, there's something beautiful about being at rock bottom. And sometimes the end of the journey isn't the goal, it's the person you become in the middle of it. And this is all part of the process. But this next chapter, mark my words, I'm coming back to myself, back to the Ryan Mack who I should have been this whole time. And yeah, mission remains. Hey! Yeah? Is that the one?
Yeah, we're there. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, obviously it's a vulnerable place to be putting myself, but I heard it from the horse's mouth now. I've addressed what I need to address, and yeah, I'm back, returning the Mac.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Is that the one?
That's the one.